how to destroy any guilt programs that you're in. And of course, being guilty or feeling guilty is a form of prison or hell. So you want to make sure that you are detaching from certain guilt programs or certain feelings and emotions that you don't want to feel. Now, the guilt program runs real deep because if you ever put yourself into a situation of agreeing to the terms and conditions of being guilty by association, what happens is this takes place on the spiritual perspective, aka the spiritual realm, which means that how you feel in the area you're in and that vibration you're in, these spirits is always going to check you first. These spirits is always going to basically go in that area. And then when things start to play out up there, it get manifested down here on earth, which means that these spirits take the shape and the form of other individuals and they play out the characteristics. So you got to always put yourself into a situation of detaching from a feeling, from an emotion, from a guilt program that you basically no longer want to basically perish. Because if you just let these things build up, then of course you're just building up on the guilt program. So you should never ever be guilty by something, laws or sins and things of that matter. It's the same shit as a man-made construct. Always know things in moderation, but never put yourself or set yourself up for failure or put yourself into a situation of acting or feeling like you're guilty about something. You ain't gotta be guilty about shit. Just be like, I ain't guilty about this shit, and I'm not gonna feel like this. I'm not gonna think like this, and I'm not gonna basically express or feel or put myself into these shoes. And of course, this has got to be an uphill battle that you're basically getting away from. You got to put yourself into a situation of detaching, always doing your 360, your spiral. And when you're doing that 360, you're spinning your way up out of that situation. You're spinning your way up out of that circumference. And you won't have to put yourself into that situation to basically keep tapering with the waters. But you got to be a strong spirit. You got to be a powerful spirit. You got to basically be willing to fight. Because it's one thing to basically detach from something. But of course, there's every devil for a new level. So if you got to understand or understand that these concepts that you're basically constructing or attracting in your life, you got to constantly destroy these things. You got to constantly burn through these things. You got to be like fire. You can't be water. You can't absorb anything. You can't be air too in your mind. Of course, you can't be too earth, too practical, and too critical at times. You just got to be fire. You just got to burn the shit. You just got to basically be impulsive. You basically got to be direct about things. You can't basically hold things in. And when you hold things in, it becomes an explosion, almost to the point it's going to be a volcanic eruption. So make sure that these volcanic eruptions are taken care of right away and not built in or built upon certain things that can basically lead up to you feeling guilty about something. Never be guilty, motherfucker. You detach from that guilt program as soon as possible because this can basically trap you or send you. You got to pick.